We've had some discussions from CDOs that promote, a business and/or technical background. Where would you stand on the research that you've seen within organizations as to what type of individual maybe have you seen coming out, being able to meet the needs of the business? Do they tend to have more of a business background? Tend to have more of a technical background? And why would you see one or the other or both? We'd be interested in your views on that.
Yeah. What we've seen is there's a mix. And that mix is the reality of what are those priorities? What are those business drivers? What are those things that the organization is trying to do with data can influence in part what qualifications, what skills that data leader or that CDO needs to have. Also, what can influence that is the issues and the challenges that the organization faces with the data as they're working with the data. Where are they in the scale of data governance? Where are they in the scale of analytics? Where are they on the scale of using data to drive decisions? That can influence what these data leaders do and where their focus is. And because of that, each data leader, and yes, there can be more than one data leader type in an organization, or there can be one data leader that plays many roles, as you're well aware. We've spoken to many that have the ability to take one hat off and put another one on. Regardless, there needs to be the ability to bridge that data or IT and business. How is the data being used in the business? What is the data telling the business? How can the business leverage that data for innovation, for new ways of looking at business, for new ways of doing business? There really needs to be a balance of that ability, and even a balance between the IQ, the intellectual quotient, and the EQ, or the emotional quotient, to be able to not only be able to work with the intellect of the data and the people that are working with the data, but also to understand the emotions that data and how people are working with that data can impact the organization and the outcomes.
You talk about the Gen D, the kind of knowledge worker that is everything related to data, and you mentioned a couple of different titles. But I've heard you talk about the entire organization now, from the front line to the back line, from the executive to the individual worker, is all focused on data and how data drives the organization. Can you share with us some stats of what IDC is being able to see as the amount of people that are involved in data and are Gen D workers in the organization? Because I think you've mentioned that in the past.
Yeah, we've done a number of studies, both for IDC for our syndicated research, as well as we've done some work with some clients on this to this end. And we've estimated that about 25% of people in any given organization, of course it'll fluctuate, about 25% of people are somehow focused on and use data, a part of this Generation D. So it's not a huge number, but it's not an insignificant number. If you think about the size of some organizations, that can become a big number.